Hi guys, Crystal here from ChristaCoDesign. I am going to show you how to work on the sleeves of your V-neck sweater. Here I have my V-neck seamed together at the shoulders and along the sides, and I've already done one short sleeve where I've attached the yarn at the first decrease row of the body, the front panel where it comes in a little, and worked the sleeve in the round, decreasing some, those first few rows as written in the pattern, and then finishing off with my color change there in the last 5 rounds. So I'm going to show you how to do that on the other sleeve. So you can see here where the front panel comes in. This is where we've decreased some. I think it's 3 stitches over 6 rows, and you know, all the details are written in the pattern on my website. So now I'm going to attach my yarn, and I'm going to work my rows in the round, continuing with the alt single crochet and doing a couple decreases to bring that sleeve width in just a little, and just want to show you how that works. Okay, so I am working the size 10. Your numbers may be different depending on what size you wear, but I am going to be working on the first decrease row, which happened to be row 52 for size 10, and I am going to crochet 52 single crochets around my armhole. And I like to start just before the seam so that I don't create any more bulk right at the seam. And I have my slip stitch on my hook, and just going to insert there right before the seam, yarn over, pull up, I'm going to work over my tail, and then yarn over, pull through those 2 for my first single crochet. Okay, so I am just going to work evenly around with single crochets. When I get within an inch or so around, I'm going to go back and count and make sure I'm getting the right number of single crochets, so I can adjust as I need to. Now, if I felt like the number I was getting way more or way less, I might stop at the halfway point and see. That's also a good way to do it. Divide it in 2, and then that way when you get to the top seam, if you don't have half of your end goal number, you can go back and adjust. The actual number of stitches is not terribly important, as long as it's not off too much. But you do need to keep an even number to keep the pattern going, since we're going to continue the alt single crochet. Okay, so just continue evenly, so single crocheting around your armhole, and when I get to the other side, I will show you how to join. Okay, I made it all the way around my armhole. I have my 52 stitches for my size, and now I'm going to join my round and continue on to the second round. So I'm just going to use a slip stitch to join, going underneath my first stitch. Goodness, it's kind of tight. There we go. Yarn over and pull through and make that tight too. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is turn my work. We're going to turn our work for the armholes so that we get the same pattern that we did working in rows on the shirt. If we just go round and round, it'll look a little different. And now I'm going to chain 1 to start my row, and I'm going to work into that same stitch for the very first one. And from here on out, I am going under front loop, back loop, the alt single crochet. I just did regular single crochet to get the new color joined on and get the armhole started. So for the second round, I've turned. I'm going to go under my front loop after I chain 1, yarn over and pull through for my first alt single crochet. And I'm just going to continue back loop, front loop, all the way around. When I get back to this first stitch, I will join in the same way with a slip stitch. Now on the next round I'll do is a decrease round and start narrowing our armhole a little. So I'll come back to you there and show you how those decreases work. Okay, now we are at our last stitch of the second round, which is a back loop. And we're going to join that last stitch to the first stitch by slip stitching underneath and pulling it Now we're going to turn our work and work back the other way. Now this third round is going to be a decrease round. Chain 1 to start, and our very first stitch will just be our regular front loop stitch, and our decrease 2 together will come next. So we just insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, in the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're going to continue starting the next one with back loop, continue the pattern, front loop, back loop, all the way around. When I get back around to the last 3 stitches, I am going to decrease these 2, single crochet these 2 together, and then back loop in that one. And then that will decrease this round for size 10 from 52 to 50 stitches. Okay, we've made it within the last 3 stitches of our decrease round. So now we are going to single crochet these 2 together, the third and second to last stitches. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, go right to the next stitch and repeat that. Yarn over and pull through all 3. And then you do your back loop only on your last, and then slip stitch that to your very first stitch of the round. And now you have a decrease stitch here and a decrease stitch there. So now we have decreased this whole round by 2 stitches. And that is pretty much all you need to know to get your sleeves done. Your next round will be a regular alt single crochet round, and then you'll have another decrease round after that, which you'll do in the exact same way. And you'll just keep doing regular rows after that. When you get to the color changes, you'll be within the last 5 rows of your sleeve. These 4 are your color changes, and then you just have one final row there. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you. I look forward to seeing everyone's finished sweaters. Thanks for watching.